Hello and welcome to the second episode of Lost Art of Conversations podcast with your hosts, Joe
and Paul.
So today we're going to be talking about things that are annoying to us. The title of the podcast is That's Annoying.
Yes.
And I think the reason why we chose this topic too is because, the last time, the first time that we spoke in our podcast, we talked a lot about our goals and the foundation to goal setting. And it was, I think, more of a serious topic. And I think now we wanted to also, have a conversation about things that are annoying because that's something that me and Paul talk about.
That's right.
Right. So it has to be.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that annoy us, and I'm sure annoy you out there who are listening. And for us, it was kind of hard to narrow this down to just a few things.
It was. And the thing is that that's one of the important things about conversations and what's lost a lot of times, right? Is that on a day-to-day basis, sometimes you need to get something off your chest.
Yes.
And sending a text of a picture that you took of something that annoyed you and having someone say back, that's annoying. It may not have the same end result.
Yeah. And that to me is actually annoying.
Yeah.
When somebody does that.
Apparently I just got onto Paul's list.
It may be on my list.
That may be on my list.
We'll find out.
So in getting ready for this topic, I said to Paul, I think one of the things is that we shouldn't really say to each other what the annoying things are because we wanted to make sure that our conversation was authentic.
That's right.
So, he hears it for the first time. I hear it for the first time, etc. I know with me, I kind of stuck to morning annoyances. And the reason why is because I feel like some of the most annoying things that happen to me sometimes happen to me before I even get to work. And the reason why they're annoying is because it prevents me from having a good start on my day. Right.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. When we first wake up in the morning, we're tired. And we want to start a day. We don't want anybody to bother us.
Exactly.
But in our situations, we have families, we have kids, and some things get to be a little bit annoying in the morning.
And with that being said, I think what's good about talking about these things is that you get some self-realization, right, on whether or not these things are actually annoying or whether I'm just annoying myself, right? Maybe I'm just being overly sensitive, or I'm just waking up with in the wrong type of mood.
I'll tell you one thing. When I wake up in the morning, don't bother me because I have a routine that I need to follow. And one thing will just no, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's the start of this conversation.
Exactly. And Paul and I are both early risers for the most part. Like I wake up at 4:45 in the morning.
And I'm about the same.
Yeah.
About the same time.
We try to get in some exercise. We try, get ready for the day, etc. Make sure we are eating healthy. We have a foundation for the day. So I think that leads to a tendency to be annoyed when our routine is just a little bit out of I
think that's the trigger, the routine interruption.
Yeah.
That really gets annoying.
So we'll go back and forth with some of our annoyances. I know I have 5.
I have 4, but we may find one.
We may
along the way.
We may find one. Okay, so maybe I'll start. So I'm going to start. I came up with little titles for mine. I mean, it's just something I like to do. Paul's annoyed by the fact that
that's kind of annoying. But
Paul's annoyed that I had to come up with titles.
I just wrote about what they were.
Exactly.
Anyways, okay.
So my first annoyance, my first morning annoyance is it's called Stuck on You. Okay.
Please elaborate.
Okay. So do you have any idea, Paul, of what I'm about to say?
I have no idea.
Okay. Stuck on You. So these things are all, for the most part, things that have recently happened to me. They're fresh in my mind. Okay.
All right.
So so there might be a little bit of, it's something that was triggered recently. Okay. Right. So Stuck on You is fruit stickers.
Oh my.
Okay. So
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, so I make my lunch in the morning, and I make my lunch in the morning. I'd rather make it at night, but the thing is that my wife and my kids, my wife takes the kids to school, right? I leave before she does, and so she's already got a lot on her plate in the morning, right? So
Right.
their lunches and everything have to be prepared, and
Right.
I don't have a, a, a properly sized refrigerator to be able to contain all
I thought your
these.
fridge was massive.
The fridge is on the massive side,
Yes.
but it's not there's only so much you can put in that fridge, right? And the lunch boxes are just a lot of times a waste of space, right?
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
there's a lot of compartments, etc.
Oh, we have containers everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
all over the fridge.
Right? We're not even going to get to
Oh, yeah.
that.
No,
That's
no,
annoying in
that's-
itself.
that's
Okay.
Maybe that's my fifth annoying.
Tupperware has just made Paul's list.
Yeah, Tupperware and Glad.
Glad.
Glad containers. Yeah, everywhere. Anyways,
So my thing is these fruit stickers, right? So am I just taking this too far, or are these annoying for other people as well? Because like I get up in the morning, I have an apple all the time. I usually have a banana in the morning, and then I cut myself an apple for later on in the day, right? And so that's 2 stickers already in the morning that I got to
Yes.
deal with. Okay, the banana sticker and the apple sticker, right? And the thing is that the banana sticker is not that big of a deal, right? You're peeling the banana, all right? The sticker
Yeah.
goes with the banana
It does.
peel. It goes
Yeah,
with unless
it
you're
does.
eating the peel,
That's
which I'm
right.
pretty sure you're not.
I don't think many people eat the peel.
Pretty
No,
much.
I'm
I
pretty
think my
sure they
dad
don't.
may have eaten a peel at some point.
Possibly
in his
to
life.
not let it go to waste.
Exactly.
Yes, but that's another story.
But for the most part, you're not eating that peel.
Right.
So the sticker goes with the peel. It's not that big of an issue, right? But with the apple, right, you got to remove that sticker from the apple, right? And that sticker ends up under your feet.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It ends up in your dishwasher. The other day, my dog's
You-
running around chewing on something. And I have to run after it because at the end of the day, I don't want my dog to swallow something and then I have to spend thousands of dollars removing
to
it from the
fix it.
stomach.
That's right.
So what do I have to do? I got to run around after the dog just to find out that it's a fruit sticker.
Yeah, those things. They're not good. You may even have some left in your gums because if you don't
You
realize
don't even realize.
that
Sometimes you
it's
don't realize,
there,
right?
yeah,
Like,
you might take a
usually-
bite of the apple.
Well, but in talking about the fruit sticker, like the other thing too is like the residue,
Oh yeah,
right?
is that glue behind it? What is that?
Well, that's the
Do
thing,
they put
right?
glue on that?
So like on the banana peel, I don't mind, right?
Well, you're
again, let's
discarding
go
the
with
peel.
But
Right.
like I don't peel my apple. I don't peel my peach. I
Right.
eat it with the peel on. Right. And there's always residue and
Yeah.
the amount of time wasted. So the other day I'm trying to take the sticker off the apple. I'm like, what is this? The sticker's not coming off the apple, Paul.
Yeah, that's
So,
the problem.
I
You
had
can't
to-
use any Goo Gone either on that
I-
stuff. It's just
Paul, I had to resort to a knife.
you
So,
cut the peel, didn't you?
I had to cut the peel off. So now, like in one way, it's good because the residue from the sticker isn't on the apple and it's not
Right.
going to affect my health at all. But in the other way, I just wasted a bit of apple.
See, if the sticker was edible, that would be a different story.
Paul,
You know
when
when
you
go
come
to-
up with these brilliant ideas, you can't be doing it on a podcast so that someone could beat us
listen,
to it.
You know when you go to Dairy Queen,
Yeah.
okay? I don't know if there's Dairy Queen everywhere, but where we are, there's Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
And you get the dip,
Oh
chocolate
my
dip.
God.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
I know.
So so it has the wrapper around the cone, and this is the same situation. So you eat the cone, you eat the ice cream.
Yeah.
You get to the cone, you eat the cone. Then around the base of the cone, you have the wrapper.
the Dairy Queen wrapper.
Take the wrapper off. There's a glue type of
Yeah.
substance
Is that
stuck on.
Can you eat that?
So apparently,
Yeah.
now I don't know because there's still when you take it off, you still get paper residue.
Yeah. There's
Stuck
paper
on
residue.
it.
There's definitely paper
Apparently,
residue.
it's made of sugar, the glue substance. However, it doesn't fully come off because you peel the wrapper and the wrapper gets stuck. So now you're eating wrapper and some kind of sugar that you don't know what it is. If it's sugar,
But
That's not a good thing.
so this now annoys me even more than the fruit sticker, because the fruit sticker, as we converse,
I have
like,
a story about a fruit sticker, by the way.
but the thing with the fruit sticker is that like we can come up with some reasons why those fruit stickers are on it. But like if I just went to Dairy Queen, do I need Dairy Queen to tell me on their ice cream that I just went to Dairy Queen?
They have to advertise somewhere, maybe, but I think they've pressed it in the cone itself.
But
They've embossed it.
But
in the
okay,
cone.
but is that sticker? But is that sticker there to prevent the germs? Because you're not going to eat them? Because otherwise, just touch the thing with a napkin.
They give you the napkin.
Yeah, exactly.
They hold the cone with the napkin as they hand it to you. So I'm not sure, to be honest.
So
doesn't prevent any over spillage because the wrapper is not a soft substance.
The wrapper is rather annoying. The wrapper,
annoying.
Now that you've mentioned the Dairy Queen wrapper,
it's probably more of an annoyance.
It's more of an annoyance than the fruit stickers, to be honest with you, because there's been more than one time that I've gone through the drive-through, got one of those Dairy Queen, and I didn't eat the bottom of that cone. It was a waste.
So going back to the fruit stickers. So the fruit stickers. So we had, I think it was probably apples, because they seem to have a lot of those stickers.
Yeah.
We bought a bunch of apples, and the apples that come in the bags, I don't think they have the stickers. Yeah. I'm not sure.
I don't think they do. You're right.
So
You're right.
the single apples that you buy, I guess they have to mark them to know, okay, this is the apple you're going to buy. That's what it costs.
But is that the purpose?
So yes and no, maybe. I think it's to say, okay, this is the type of apple. This is where it came. This is who picked the apple.
Yeah.
But I had an apple, and I was, starving. I'm going to go eat an apple. And I'm not, no word of a lie. I think there was 4 stickers on it.
No.
The same label.
It's excessive.
So which person who is the person, he or she was putting these stickers on these things, do they not see that there's already at least 1 sticker on it? They have to resort to putting 3 more stickers.
I know.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I just want to eat the apple.
Well, and the thing is,
I don't care where it's from. I just want to eat the apple.
I'm a Honeycrisp apple guy.
Those are very good.
Okay.
Very crunchy.
Pink Lady is a close second.
Don't know what that is, but
Pink Lady is pretty good. But Honeycrisp, top notch. And the Honeycrisp apple it tends to be a little bit more expensive than the other apples, right?
Yes.
So I can see where there has to be some sort of differentiation, right? Even with the organic versus unorganic. But if I go to a store and I want to eat organic,
right,
and I have to take a sticker off the organic food that's leaving residue.
That's right. Is the residue organic?
Well, I wasn't even going there.
Okay.
But
think about
the point is if I'm trying to eat healthier, right, has this not just countered everything I think? And I get like you have to, you want to know what kind of apple you're buying, right? So, and there's a lot of different varieties of apples. But as a consumer, I could pretty much know the apple at this point as a consumer.
Right.
And I'm not an apple expert, but by just the look of it, I can tell pretty much a Honeycrisp apple and a Pink Lady from the rest because I've consumed enough.
Tell the difference.
Yeah, I've consumed enough.
Come on.
So if you're at the grocery store and you're working there and that's your occupation,
right,
can't we have a minimum expectation that someone could do that? Otherwise, just average the apples. Give it an average price so that we don't have to worry about putting stickers on the apples. Right. Because at the end of the day, Paul, like, I don't think there's ever been a time where you've approached the clerk at the grocery store and the clerk says, "Sorry, sir. Is that a banana in your hands? Because the sticker fell off."
Yeah, I think they would tell if there's a banana somewhere. Or some other type of fruit.
Exactly.
I think any type of fruit. Do they put stickers on grapes? No. Why? Why don't they put stickers on some?
The banana is an interesting thing, though. Like, is it that big of a deal to me that this banana came from Honduras or if it came from Chile or Costa Rica?
Maybe. I mean, maybe some people check that out. But I think the whole point is that, the excessive labeling of these fruits. And, going back to the apple for a second, I know, we're talking about the fruits of the same, but there's not only the sticker, there's all the other things that are on that
Yeah,
apple.
exactly.
Like the waxy residue
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you can't even scrape off.
Exactly.
So to be honest, I haven't eaten the peel of an apple in I don't know how long.
Well,
Just
now I
'cause of
feel
that.
bad.
Yeah, and
I feel
so,
bad for eating a
so it's
peel,
not just
Paul.
the sticker. Yeah, it's not just a sticker. In essence, that thing has a whole sticker on it on the entire surface of
No.
it. In
And
a
this
waxy
whole time,
substance.
I think I'm eating healthy, and Paul just literally, he just bursted
Yeah,
my bubble
because-
right now.
Because unless it's organic, which again, this has some kind of a chalky,
Yeah.
pasty kind of feel to it. I don't know what that is either.
Okay.
This could be a conversation in itself. Is the vegetables and are vegetables and fruit really healthy? I know they are healthy, but are what they've put
Done.
into it,
Yeah,
and
what they've
all
done.
that.
Yeah.
And again, a simple thing as the label. Well, who knows if that's seeping into the fruit or
So,
vegetable?
I mean, we don't want to go too far with all of these, but
Right.
what is there a solution, Paul?
I think the solution is to probably what you said. Just say, this size and shape,
yeah,
color of apple or fruit or vegetable. That's what it is. A banana's a banana.
Yeah.
That's it. Green banana, yellow banana. That's what it is.
exactly.
Orange, big orange, small orange. I don't know the proper name, but I'm sure they would, tell the difference.
You know what
But
else
I guess it's just one of those annoyances.
You know what else is annoying? When you go to put your password into your computer and it doesn't work.
Oh, that's even more annoying.
That's
Yes.
even more annoying.
So
Okay,
you
why
can
don't we
fig-
go with yours, Paul?
Yeah. So mine is it's not about fruit. It's
I think everybody thanks God for that.
So mine is more of a situation that I encounter on a daily basis. Serious, but not serious. I am in the real estate business, residential construction, housing, and I deal with a lot of people every day.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest things that bothers me is complaining.
Complaining.
This is a very big thing. It's a topic that I'm sure has
So
been
just
covered
to
millions of
just
times.
to be clear,
Yes.
you're complaining about complainers.
I'm calling it an annoyance.
Okay.
Okay? Because it's very annoying to me when, you're dealing with somebody, and sometimes I feel like a therapist, to be honest, because
Yeah.
you just sit there listening.
Yeah.
And, I like to listen to people if they have something constructive to say.
Yeah.
But when somebody goes on and on about this and that person and what happened here and what happened there and my life is this, my life is that, that's just, I can't stand it.
So it's the negativity.
It's the negativity, the negative complaint. You can
Yeah.
complain to me if it's something positive. I don't
Yeah.
know if those
I don't know
two
if
go
that
hand
goes
in
together.
hand. But at the end of the day, when somebody's complaining about something, even myself, everybody
Yeah.
complains. It says something else is wrong. So there's
Yeah.
an underlying reason or negativity within that person or
Yeah.
something that they want to remedy within themselves
Yeah.
that's the reason they're complaining.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's just that's one of my biggest, and it pretty much happens on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Something doesn't happen, let's complain about it, because complaining about it makes you feel better, I guess.
Does it make
But it doesn't solve anything.
does it make you feel good though that at least people find you approachable enough
Well,
to
listen.
actually tell you about their day-to-day problems?
Yeah, I find that people seem to just tell me things,
Yeah.
everything, all the time.
Yeah.
Good, bad, and ugly.
Yeah.
And I listen because that's what I do.
Yeah.
And I try to give the best advice I can.
Yeah.
However, sometimes it's enough is enough, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you do have those people that listen and they say, okay, and then that's it. They complain once and that's it. But then there are other people who it's constant, daily, everything's, it's a daily occurrence. And you're like, well, why don't you just stop talking about it and start doing something about it? Right.
Yeah.
That's what really bothers me.
So it's almost as if people are walking around with this big sack of potatoes on their back.
That's right.
And on a daily basis, they're like, Paul, here's some of my potatoes.
Here's my potatoes.
Here,
Feel
why
my
don't-
potatoes.
Why don't you carry them for
That's
a little
right.
bit?
Put some labels on my potatoes. Right?
Is that
Yeah.
a Yukon Gold?
I don't know. There's no label, right? But I think it's when people complain, and again, myself as well, it means that they need to change something
Yeah.
because something's wrong. So it's just that's one of the biggest things, the daily complaints from
All right.
people.
Excellent.
And that's my
That's
my
your
first
number one.
annoyance.
All
Yes. So there you go.
All right, I'm gonna go to number 2 for me, Paul. So number 2 is what I call unexpected wetness.
That's I would love to know what that is.
Okay. So first of all, like texture and texture
Okay.
and feel. That's big with me, right? Like
So in what context are we talking here?
like so before I even go into the unexpected wetness,
Yeah.
like for example, I don't like wet cheeses.
Okay.
I don't
Not
like-
when it's like
yeah.
raining outside.
Yeah, I don't.
And
No.
It's
I don't like-
unexpected that it rained.
I don't.
So
I don't
now-
like. No, that is upsetting.
Yes.
But I don't like like olives because they're wet,
Yes.
sliminess, etc.
Okay, here. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Here's an example.
Yeah.
So you order food.
Yeah.
Uber Eats.
Yeah.
Skip the dish. Now those are big
Yeah.
delivery services now.
Huge.
So we order food pretty much every day at the office.
Yeah.
We never order a sandwich or in Italian a panino.
Yeah.
With sauce on it.
Yeah.
Because if you put the sauce on, always sauce on the side.
Yeah.
Or dressing on the side
Yeah.
or whatever. If you put that sauce on the panino.
Yeah.
And it's delivered, it will have unnecessary wetness.
Yeah.
The bun will be soaking wet. It's disgusting.
So-
I don't want to eat it. I want to send it back.
So
that's
and so
that's what it is.
So that's unnecessary wetness.
Very
Yeah,
unnecessary.
mine is unexpected,
Oh, I see. Okay.
right? So the wetness that I'm going to talk about is
But that is unexpected.
well, I mean, the wetness I'm talking about. So in one morning, I had 3 unexpected wet occurrences. I will call them.
Please
Okay.
elaborate.
And the thing that annoyed me about them is that it was like I'm a person who plans ahead. I want my morning to go a certain way, and the 3 things affected my morning. Okay.
Okay.
So first was I take my dog for the walk in the morning, every morning around 5 a.m. And, now it's winter. So, take that extra time to clean the dog's paws when the dog comes in, etc. Right. And I take extra good care to make sure that it's done properly because I don't want paw prints around my house.
Yes. No, you don't.
Etc. Right. So, because wet socks is another category in its own.
Well, that's
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whether it's your kids
I
or
understand
yourself.
that fully.
Exactly. So on this day in particular, a friend of mine at work, needed me to print something out for them because they weren't going to be at work, right?
Okay.
And so I printed it out the day before because I didn't want to have to rush in the morning, right? And so that morning, as I was walking with the item in my hand, it fell out of my hand and it fell on the ground,
Okay.
and it fell directly on one spot
Oh boy.
that I missed, a wet paw print
Come on. Really?
from the dog.
What are the odds of that?
What are the odds, Paul? It was
That's
unexpected,
wetness.
and it was wet. It was unexpected, and it was wet.
Yes, that's
right.
yeah.
And
yeah.
so now the thing is that it smudged the printing.
You can't remedy that. You got to
No,
reprint it.
I got to reprint it. And I'm not doing that at home because I got to get to work. So
Yeah.
now I got to do it at work. And I have to hope that something's not going wrong with the printers at work, right? Because I got a school, right? And random things happen at schools where printers don't work, computers don't work, Wi-Fi is down, etc. So that was the first thing that happened that morning. Right. The second thing that happened was I had to do an unexpected change of shirts
Okay.
because of the unexpected wetness.
Interesting.
So I'm cutting my apple, trying to
Take the
get
label
around
off.
get around the
label.
sticker.
That's
I got to
right.
get around that sticker, right? Because I don't want any residue.
No, you can't have that.
And because the apple is such a good apple,
Yes.
the juice
Oh,
from the
boy.
apple sprayed when I was cutting the apple
That's unexpected.
all over my shirt, all over my golf shirt.
Yeah.
All right. So now I got to print something out either at work or at home.
was this all in one day?
It was one morning, Paul.
That's right.
It had an effect on me,
So
Paul.
all these annoyances are in one day.
No. The wetness was on one thing. The stuck on you, no. I mean, there was a fruit sticker involved.
Well,
but
that's right.
anyways.
That's right.
So the apple made that juice come on my shirt, and now I have to change my shirt.
Right.
So now I have to go back upstairs and I got to change my shirt. So that's an extra time wasted. Okay. The third unexpected wetness, as I'm gathering my lunch, putting everything together, I'm doing different things in the morning, right? And so one of the things I'm doing is I'm getting my coffee for the day. And because the container that I put the coffee in, it's relatively large, I have to hold it under the coffee maker because I can't sit it on the spot.
Yeah.
So as I'm doing this...
You need a smaller mug.
I need a smaller mug, Paul. Thank you. So as I'm holding the mug with my left hand, getting coffee, my right hand is by my side, and then all of a sudden, I feel wetness. It's my dog licking
how did that happen?
my hand.
Yeah, that's not expected.
I don't like the dog licking my hand
Licking your hand?
in general, because even though I love my dog,
certain things
I don't love my dog's saliva.
Yeah, and certain things, like I have a dog as well, and like they just jump on you and start licking your face and all that, and it's like, okay,
I'm not into that.
That's very unexpected.
If I don't like the wetness from an olive,
that's a podcast by itself.
Why would I want the wetness from the dog?
That's right.
Right. So now the dog's licked my hand, and now I have to wait until the coffee's done. I don't like.
This should be an episode of some movie or some show.
But I don't like the fact that the saliva is sitting on my hand.
That's quite nasty.
I'm stuck. I'm stuck because I can't leave the coffee maker.
Oh, so that is a big problem.
It is an issue, Paul.
See?
So then
those have happened to me too, where you kind of you can't move.
Yeah.
Something has to happen.
So I've wasted a lot of time now.
Yes.
Because a wet floor, a wet shirt, and a wet hand. And that is my unexpected wetness.
Well, that was a good one.
All right, Paul.
All right. Okay, so my next unexpected. So I'm saying unexpected wetness.
Everything's unexpected at this point.
So my next annoyance is when... See, I have a few here. Which one should I say now? Basically, when somebody doesn't follow through with things that they say they're going to do in my company or anywhere, daily business. Can you take care of that for me? And I say to somebody, or can I expect that the next day? And it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And then you ask them again. But I don't want to be rude to people sometimes, but so I send them a nice email or I call them and say, you didn't do what you said. Can you kind of follow up and maybe get that done? And then it still doesn't happen. And then they say back to you, oh yeah, I'm going to do it tomorrow, or I'm going to do it in half an hour. And you're waiting.
But they don't want to do it.
They don't want to do it. It just doesn't get done. So it's really bothersome because it limits the progress. You're stopping the forward momentum because you say, okay, I need to get this done. So what ends up happening is I have to do it myself.
Yeah.
And that's not something, over the years of being in business, you get to the point where you want to delegate as much as you can.
Yeah.
Right. And once you've hired people and you delegated and you said, okay, that's your job, do it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get done. And yet you still have to go back to doing it yourself because they didn't follow through on what they said they were going to do.
So here's my question though, is that, could it be that over time now you have that reputation with people that if they don't get it done,
that's a good point. My boss will do it.
Paul will do it.
And you know what? I think that's definitely the case because, and I'll even tell them sometime. Say, you know what? Don't worry, I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
And I don't
with
think
that voice.
That's right. And I don't think they like that. Yeah. But I feel like it's a high pressure business. Sometimes you want to okay, let's do it. But it's not just in business; it's anywhere.
Yeah.
Right. It's like okay, I'm gonna come over the next day. One of your friends, I'm gonna come over there. Okay, and nobody shows up. They didn't follow through. You call, no answer.
I'll call you.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Or something. And it's like, well, what's? You said you were gonna do it, and now you're not doing it. But I say I'm gonna do something, I do it. Okay, maybe not all the time, and I'm sure that annoys other people. But I think that's just a general thing where. And I'm sure it is like that for everyone. When somebody says they're going to do something either for you or that you've asked, I'm going to take care of it, I'm going to do it, and then they don't. It's just they're just they build a reputation of they're not reliable. What do you do with that?
100%.
What do you do with that?
You know, the thing, when
So
you see
annoying.
yeah, it is. It's very annoying.
Yeah.
But what I want to say to you too is that, with that being said, like, you're also talking about when someone says that they're going to do something and it was an actual expectation from you.
Oh, definitely,
What's even more annoying is if someone takes it upon themselves to tell you they're going to do something that you didn't even expect.
Right. Yeah.
Because what? They want to, like, hey, look, this is what I'm going to do.
Right.
And then they don't follow through.
They don't follow through. So it doesn't.
Why'd you bring it up?
Right. But then there's like a trust thing there, right?
Yeah.
Say, well, now I don't trust you to do it next time I ask you, or you're going to tell me you're going to do something and you don't.
Yeah.
To look good, I guess, or whatever, to get ahead or whatever it is. And then you didn't do it. Well, that doesn't really get you anywhere, right? It just gets me more annoyed.
Do people just expect that, like, due dates are flexible?
Oh, that's the biggest thing. It's like when you expect something to get done by a certain date, we have a lot of time, most of the time closing dates for homes that we're building. And I hate to hear the fact that, okay, well, can we just extend this and extend? No, we can't do that because there's a lot of factors involved. And then I start to dig deeper and say, well, why didn't it get done? Why didn't it get done? Well, I was going to do it and then it didn't happen. Well, why not? You didn't follow through with what you said you were going to do. And I think that's just a bigger general topic when you don't follow through with doing something.
100%.
That's the biggest thing to not achieving anything. You don't follow through with what you have to do every day.
Yeah.
But that's basically it. Like, just, if you're going to tell me something, and if I'm going to tell you something, you expect me to do it. I expect you to do it.
And that happens.
And that
happens at school with me, right? Like,
like
the students don't do their homework. The students don't do the work. And the thing is that, like, I always say to them, I'm like, the expectations for me are that I have to get my report cards done by a certain time.
Right.
Otherwise, I will get in trouble.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So like there needs to be expectations here. And I think with that being said, one of the things is, I think the word that we need to talk about when we're talking about this is the word mediocrity.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one for me. Yeah.
Right. Because I think now, like we've just, people just expect, they don't expect much from
They
people.
don't try hard enough.
Yeah.
I think they just, I gave enough of an effort. Right.
Exactly.
But enough is sometimes, okay, are you happy with enough? Like, is that something you want to just be fine with, or do you want to try your best and try to do your best?
Yeah.
Right. It's, everybody struggles with that, I guess, right? Because sometimes you don't care, or it's not something you want to do. But I think it's a big thing. If you're going to say you're going to do something, then just follow through, please.
Follow through.
It builds reputation, it builds trust, it builds a bunch of other things that are beneficial to both parties involved.
Otherwise, just say, you know what, something's come up.
Right. Yeah.
This is why I can't do it.
Exactly.
There's an appreciation there when someone opens up and says, you know what, again, right? Lost art.
I was just going to say that.
Right.
There it is. Right. People don't communicate.
Yeah,
they don't converse.
Yeah.
And there's it's basically lost in translation.
Yeah.
Don't say, don't do, don't tell. Yeah. Right. So if something happens, if something happens, tell me why, or else I can't help you.
Yeah.
Right. And that's where people don't want to tell you what happened because they're afraid that, oh, what am I going to say? What do you do?
Yeah.
It's better to tell you so that you can figure out a solution to it. Right. Communicate.
Yeah.
Right. Conversate. And that's the whole point.
How can I help you if you don't want to help yourself?
Exactly.
Right.
So that's my second annoyance.
Awesome. So my third one, I titled Standby.
Excellent.
Okay. So it's titled Standby because that's my new name for what we used to call drive-throughs.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right? Because this is annoying to me. I don't frequent drive-throughs that often. I tend to have especially in the morning, right? Like, I tend to have my breakfast, my coffee at home.
Right.
There was a time where I would go maybe through Tim Hortons, or maybe even I prefer McDonald's coffee, so I'd go through McDonald's. But now it's not a drive-through anymore, right?
No.
Like, you drive by a Tim Hortons and you see like car after car.
Oh yeah.
right? And then you drive to McDonald's and you drive through just to be told, go park over
Go park
there
and wait.
and wait.
Yeah, definitely.
But am I waiting for like a steak? Or am I
Yeah.
waiting for a pre-made egg
Right.
that's being warmed up?
That's being
because
warmed
it's
up.
called fast food.
Well, apparently it's freshly cracked, but
Freshly cracked.
when was it cracked? When was it freshly
When
cracked?
was it freshly cracked?
Yeah.
But I guess, okay, so someone might hear this and say, well, okay, like this guy's going overboard, etc. But like at what point, again, with the word mediocrity,
Yeah.
did we say as a society that it's okay for that to change? Because I don't remember a time until most recently, and I think McDonald's was the first culprit that did
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
where we had to go through a drive-through and then just stop.
And wait. Yeah. Go to parking space 3 or 4
Yeah.
or 5
So
or whatever.
so
whatever
what
it is.
changed? What changed? Is it that they are hiring less people to be able to do the job internally? Was there unexpected people that they did not plan for?
I think there's a bigger problem here.
Okay.
That a lot more people are buying a lot more fast food. And it's like an epidemic
You think
by
so?
itself. Oh, yeah. Because it's, okay, McDonald's when we were younger,
Yeah.
we went there. That's fine. And
I
it
didn't
was
go
fine.
often. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was, you drive through is fine.
Yeah.
But now look, they have double drive-throughs
Yeah.
just to meet demand. But I think
You know
it's
what?
the
I never
same
thought of
size
that.
restaurant.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
never
it's the
thought of
same
that.
size restaurants. Okay, maybe they've doubled the staff, but
Yeah.
everybody's scrambling inside. It tells me one thing. And how many? Oh, another thing. How many of these fast food like McDonald's, Tim Hortons, all that, they're popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a bigger,
So is the demand for the fast food drive-through more too, or is it
yeah,
just the fast
because
food in
people
general?
don't want to. Again, people don't want to waste their
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
getting up out of their car and walking to the inside
Yeah.
of the restaurant
Yeah.
and ordering their food. They just
Yeah.
want to sit down, eat their food sitting down,
Yeah.
go home, sit down,
Yeah.
go on the couch, sit down, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's sitting down.
Yeah.
And it's convenience, right?
Yeah.
And it's a lot more people are doing that out of convenience, right? They don't even want to leave their house. They order on an app.
Yeah.
Uber, skip the dishes, they order.
Yeah.
Sit down, I don't want to do anything,
Yeah.
right? So back to what you were saying, where, a standby.
Yeah.
I think because of the influx of people buying all these fast foods, which ultimately are not good for you, sure they have to wait.
Well,
Because there's millions of people now
and
in a drive-through.
I go, and so I was finding that there'd be some mornings where like, especially like right after like you start something new, right? So like after school started, after I was summer off, and you start a new routine where it's like, oh, you know what? I didn't really account for the time in the morning. I'm kind of rushed. I don't want to, I don't have time to eat something. Let me just quickly get something, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I just wasted way more time at this drive-through
Right.
than I
gone
would
inside.
have. I could have toasted something. I could have.
There's
had
another
a fruit.
thing, right?
Yeah.
Why did you have to go out in the first place?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, it's complete. It makes complete sense, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I titled it Standby because honestly, that's what I'm finding. I'm like I said, I don't frequent it in the morning because of the time aspect. I don't want to waste time before I go to work. I'd rather just take the time, do it myself at home. But I mean, we still go through drive-throughs throughout, like, our, on the weekends with the kids, etc. And yeah, there's long waits. But I just find when I'm driving in the morning and I see all these people, like there's a Tim Hortons.
That's the worst. Tim Hortons parking lot.
in Nobleton on my drive down 27 to go to work, that like the cars are on Highway 27 waiting to get into the line
It's ridiculous.
of the Tim Hortons and they've got 2 lines.
Here's the question. The price of coffee machines are not, astronomical now.
No.
Do they not make coffee in the morning?
Well,
At their house.
I get it, Paul.
So they're in a rush. So here's the
different.
thing. People are in a ruch to get out of the house because they're late for work. They got to rush. But then they stop and stayed in a line for half an hour to get a coffee
and
a donut.
And this is why.
Like, that's a problem.
And with that being said,
I've done it too.
This is basically the meat of this podcast,
That's
right?
right.
Because people are always say like they lose touch with people. They don't have conversations with people anymore because they don't have the time. But they're on their phones.
Oh yeah.
And they're checking everything else. So they have time to like, pass
There's always enough
the
time.
next level of Candy Crush.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right?
So I don't have time, but I spent 3 hours playing Candy Crush.
Yeah.
There's always time.
Yeah.
If you here's the thing, if people wanted to, they would make the time.
Yeah.
If you want to talk to somebody, you'll make time to talk to them.
Yeah, exactly.
You're making time to play your game on your
Excellent.
phone.
That's an excellent
right?
point.
It's the truth, right?
Right.
So yeah, that's
All right.
that's-
Let's move on
that's
to
the
your
thing.
point, Paul.
Okay, so my next point is, and I'm sure everybody's done it. I've done it. I mean, I'm sure you guys have done it. When people blame everyone but themselves for certain happenings, right? So people love to point the finger at everybody else when they should be looking in the mirror for a lot of things that happen, right? And I completely believe that, maybe not everything's controllable situation-wise where, things happen during the day out of your control. But how you react to those things matters a lot, right? So you can react any way you want. It's your choice when it comes down to it. When you blame other people, it's you don't want to take any onus
Exactly.
for what happened. When if it's on you to react any way you want, then there should be no blaming because it's on you, right?
Exactly.
So that's an annoyance of mine because I see a lot of people where, again, going back to the example of can you get something done and it doesn't get done and they promise, but then the blame game happens.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't do this because of this and that, because of that person, because of the other person, because of everybody else.
Yeah.
But what did you do that
led to
what
this?
happened that you did that led to this? Right. So, and I think a lot of people do that. And I'm sure we heard this before when you point the finger at someone, there's 3 fingers pointing back at you.
Exactly.
Right. So that's, if you could imagine.
I feel when you're
The
saying
head-
this whole thing
Right.
that there should be like Michael Jackson in the background playing like I'm looking at the man in the mirror.
The man in the
I'm
mirror.
asking him to change his ways.
Change his ways.
Right?
Yeah.
Because
I like
like
that
you're-
song.
because
Yeah.
like everyone's looking at everywhere else,
Yeah.
but they're not looking at their own
Right.
reflection.
The only way to change something is to change the way you react or act towards it or change yourself.
Yeah.
Right. Because you could force somebody to change, but they're not going to.
Yeah.
It's up to them.
Yeah.
And that's the bottom line. So really, it just, that's another annoyance of mine where, just stop blaming everybody under the sun. Look in the mirror, blame yourself. I mean, it's hard. I do it too. That guy did it. So
it wasn't me. It was me.
It wasn't me. Yeah, it wasn't me.
Yeah, it
Shaggy.
wasn't me. Yeah.
Right? But it's the honest truth, right? So if you start to take ownership over your decisions or what happened, no matter what happened, then I think that's the first step towards the solution.
Accountability.
That's the word. Accountability, right?
Yeah.
So if you hold yourself accountable for what happened, fess up, own up to it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. Move on, right? Like I don't care who did it or what happened. Just fix it. Fix the problem.
And you know what?
Right?
That happens to me sometimes too. Because when I'm in front of the classroom and I'm teaching, right? Like sometimes I make mistakes.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, we're
and
not
I
perfect.
gotta,
Everybody makes mistakes.
And I remember growing up, my teachers made mistakes and they owned up. Right. They said,
Right.
"Yeah, you know what? I made a mistake there."
That's
right. And then you respect the person.
You
for
respect
it.
them more.
It's huge.
But what happens when somebody blames everybody else? What do you think of that person?
Yeah, they're a joke.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're like, okay, this guy or girl, whoever's not gonna take responsibility for anything. They're looking for someone to blame. Well, again, look at yourself, and that's the first step towards the solution. So,
excellent.
That's my next annoyance.
So my next one, Paul, second to last, is called triple stoop.
Okay. So you got nice names for these. I just kind of go out there.
Well, the thing is that like, so I called this one triple stoop. And,
triple stoop. I like
you
that.
know,
okay.
Originally I thought, I don't know if I should call it that because Paul might think triple scoop. He's going to think about ice cream and then he's going to
what's fun?
Sure, I could go for an ice cream right now.
I was thinking I'm going back to Dairy Queen when you said that, to be honest. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's not a scoop. Everyone would love 3 scoops of ice cream.
Yes.
It's stooping for picking up that dog poo. It's a stoop, Paul.
It's a stoop.
So here's the
Oh,
thing.
I have some things
And
about
again,
that.
and
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't okay. And so I talked about my dog running around with the fruit sticker. I talked about my dog licking my hand. I don't want people to think that I hate my dog. Okay. I actually I love my dog.
I'm sure it's the opposite.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
I'm
love my
sure.
dog.
Yeah.
Right. My dog's a puppy still though.
Yeah.
So my dog does puppy stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. This is not a puppy thing though. My dog in the morning when I take him for a walk, he has to stop to poop 3 different times in
Come
a
on.
20 to 30-minute walk.
What is he
Uh,
eating, man?
But Paul, my thing is this.
It's a big dog, though.
I know it's a big dog, Paul. It's a big dog. But with big dogs,
Here comes big responsibilities
responsibilities.
and big packages,
Big-
apparently.
big bags.
Big drop offs.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah.
we got the triple stoop. And the thing with the triple stoop is this. Like, you know, I'm not gonna say that like walking the dog is just for the dog. It's also for me, right? Because you know, I sometimes I listen to my podcasts
That's
when
right.
when I'm walking, or I'm listening to music, or you know what? Sometimes if I just feel like I need to have quiet, then I won't listen to anything
Yeah,
at
it's
all. And I'll
relaxing.
walk the
Yeah,
dog. And
it's
I'll walk the
relaxing.
dog,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And it's relaxing, you know. And in the morning when I walk them at 5, there's like nobody around.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
5
so
o'clock,
like
everybody's
it's
sleeping
yeah, it's so it's great. I don't have to worry. Other than the rabbits he's trying to attack on
That's
a daily
another story.
basis.
Yeah, that's another
There's a lot of
story.
rabbits. I don't have to worry about much. But the triple stoop, the thing is that like I want to get some exercise out of it too. I walk at a fast pace with the dog, right? And it's good for him too because he tires out,
Yeah.
and then and he'll behave, right? So he stops at the same spot every morning. He poops. I stoop.
I used to.
I
Street
stoop.
that. Well, it's good
So
for
the-
your leg workout.
it-
You squat
yeah,
to get
there's
up.
my squat
to
for the
get up.
So then afterwards, I'm like, is this all the pooping we're getting today for this morning, or do I have to stop again? And the first couple, like when he was more a puppy, whatever, it wasn't happening as often. But now I feel like he's constantly triple pooping on our walks in the
I have a
morning.
question.
Yeah.
If he misses one of those poops, is he pooping somewhere
No.
else?
And
At your
this is
house,
what I'm
in
saying.
your house.
So this is what I'm saying. What's changed? What's affected his diet? Okay, like I want to get to the root of the poop.
Well, you know what? He might be eating more fiber.
I don't know.
I know.
I'm just saying it's annoying, Paul, because like I said, each time I stop, it means I have to stop my walk with him. And I have to now in the winter take off my gloves.
So-
It's minus 30 outside.
Yeah, so
we live in Canada.
So my dog, okay. I mean, my wife walks the dog
Yeah.
most of the time, but when we walk the dog, we do it. You know, why we walk the dog? She go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing happens on the walk. Comes back inside. First thing that happens, pee, boo,
Okay.
in the house all the
Okay,
time.
So exactly. So
Doesn't
so,
fail.
So here's the thing, right? So when I take the dog for a walk in the morning, and I don't want him to poop that often because I want to walk with the dog,
Right.
he poops 3 times.
You know what you got to do?
If I have to go out somewhere and I'm like, hey, let's take the dog out and see if he poops before I
Yeah,
go out.
yeah.
He's chilling. He's looking around. He's
He's
like,
waiting
hey,
for that perfect moment.
is this?
For his spots.
Do we do something with the fence out here? He's looking around, like getting engaged with his surroundings. He's not pooping.
You know what you
It's
got
like
to
he
do?
knows that we're waiting for him to poop so that we can leave him alone in the house
Right. So you want him to stop pooping so many times.
in the morning.
Okay, so what you got to do is you got to feed him pasta. Because he'll clog
Pasta
him.
fagioli won't do
Pasta
the trick.
fagioli. So in the typical Italian diet, that's what you have to do because you won't go to the bathroom. Pasta, bread. What else?
Paul,
So you got to clog them up a
all
little bit.
I remember
I don't know if
is,
that's a good thing, but
all I remember
You know?
is going to your house before each of us got married and seeing your previous dog,
oh yeah.
God rest its soul, with that with those with that saucy mouth
so-
from
yeah,
eating all
oh,
that
that's-
pasta.
I mean, we're not supposed to feed the dog human food, but
Yeah.
that sauce pasta, the dog loved it. And
Yeah.
it was a white dog,
Yeah,
white fur.
it was white.
It was white. And that sauce mustache was pretty standard
Yeah,
every
it
week
was
in the
standard.
house. We had
Yeah.
to wash wash his face.
For
most
that
of the time.
dog, it was Movember every day.
Oh, yeah, it was. It was November. He was a redhead at that point, a red stash.
So
Right.
that's my triple stoop, Paul. It's
That's pretty
annoying.
funny.
Like I, if it gets down to 1 or 2, I'll be happy.
Is it just in the winter time or in the summer?
You know
too?
what? It's funny you say that. It could very well be. You've just,
be
I
the
think
weather.
you just came up with a solution.
I'll tell you what it is. Yeah, because in the winter, maybe the dog's cold
Yeah.
and
yeah.
shaky.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when I have an espresso in the morning,
Oh, here we go.
right away, I'm hitting
It's
that
out. Yeah.
bathroom.
You're
right?
done. Yeah.
And that's the first thing I drink.
Yeah.
I may have 2 or 3 in the morning. I'm
Yeah.
not going to lie.
Yeah.
Just to wake me up. But
Yeah.
after each one, it's boom, right there. So maybe the dog, you know, when you shiver, has the same reaction.
Paul, this is why we have to talk about
It's
these
the
things.
truth because that's, you know what? You should try putting a coat on the dog.
Yeah. You know what?
See what happens.
You know, that
Put some
makes a lot of
booties on
sense.
his feet.
The booties, the coat.
That's it.
That's
I may
it.
not like the booties, but
Yeah.
like my dog takes them off all the time.
But see, and this is what I'm saying, right? Like there might be other solutions people have.
That's right.
Right. Like for me, I never even thought of that. Okay, but
Try it
there's-
out.
yeah,
It may not
there's a
be the
difference.
solution.
Yeah.
It honestly might not. And
Yeah.
it might even poop some more.
Yeah.
But you
Then
know,
I'm
you got
coming
to
after you.
it's trial and error. You got to check it out, right?
So that was my number
Yeah.
4. So Paul, I think you said you got one more.
I
or-
have one
Yeah.
more, and we'll see if I have another one
Yeah.
after that. But so basically, I don't know if this is just a pet peeve of mine, but basically disorganization of things around the house.
This
I mean,
organization.
not only that,
of
even
things
at
was-
work, at the
Paul, you
desk,
gotta come up with names for this, Paul. This disorganization
call
of
it-
things around the house.
I will call it unorganized.
What
So
about-
I have
about-
no idea
how
what to
about
call.
clutter.
That's you know what? That's a good synonym for that
Mutter
word.
clutter.
Mutter clutter. Well, there you go. Mutter clutter.
Yeah.
So you know, I just have this thing where maybe it's because of my type A personality.
Okay.
It must be.
I'm gonna be
because-
honest with you. I don't even know what that means.
So type A
You
is
could tell me
basically
A, B,
I'm
C, I don't
nervous,
know.
hyper. I can't sit still, and
Okay.
things have to be in some sort of a perfect order sometimes.
So like
not
obsessive
compulsive.
compulsive. Okay.
Not that extent.
Okay.
Like, but more or less, you know, if I see something that's off, like hanging off a table, let's say,
Yeah.
it's got to go on the table. Like,
All
I
right.
can't do it.
Okay.
And if there's papers everywhere,
Yeah.
I got to clean them up.
Okay.
If there's dishes in the sink sometimes
Yeah.
that are left over,
Yeah.
I can't stand it. In the morning, it has
Yeah.
to get cleaned up.
All right.
So it could be an obsessive thing.
Yeah.
But I just find that disorganized, I don't even know the word, unorganized, disorganized. So they could, I think they mean the same thing.
Yeah, I think so.
It just feels like when things are in order, you tend to think more clearly. You tend to not worry about that thing that is disorganized.
A product of your environment.
There you go. So if you have a messy environment around you,
Yeah.
okay, some people it works for. That's
Yeah.
fine. They know where everything is all the time. For me, if there's something messy, I can't find it. I need to know where it is. It has to be organized. So when I walk into someplace and you see like night and day, you know, one person is completely a mess and another person completely organized.
Yeah.
It's, you know, I want to fix that mess.
Yeah.
It bothers me so much. And I think it's a thinking thing again,
Yeah.
because it's like, I guess that will stop me from thinking clearly, right? Because you it has to be fixed first, and then I'm fine, and then I'll have to think about it. You leave it, and that's it, right? So I think that's
So it weighs on you?
it weighs on me, yeah. And I feel like I just find that it's a better system to again progress, right? I
Yeah.
feel like one less thing to worry about, but I know where it is, and that's it. So I think that's my
Good.
annoyance,
Excellent.
basically. So
It is annoying. You know what?
That's
Having
about
things
it.
like I'm not super organized at all. But I mean, I like on my desk at school, stuff like that. Like I know where things are based on whatever. I'd like to be more organized. Like I always have that goal in mind, that I'd like to get better at that. I'm organized like when it comes to like things on the computer and stuff, right? Like for this podcast,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
like things for school and stuff. I create files and I know where everything is, etc. But when it comes to paper
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff that's like in
that's
your
hard
hands,
because
it's challenging.
because like when you have like a stack of paper on your desk, it's like, okay, now I got to put each one and each of these things. You don't want to do it. Like right now, my basement at home,
Yeah.
I cleaned it up, I think, I don't know, a month ago. Within 2 weeks, it's a disaster. And it's sitting there. Every time I walk by it, I got to fix this, but I can't because it's too much and I don't want to do it and there's no time.
It's overwhelming.
It's overwhelming. So, certain things I leave, certain things and I think it's one of my, I guess, personal annoyances, right? So that's
All right,
it.
so that's number 4 for you. So I'm going to finish off mine with the last title, which is Rushing Roulette.
Rushing Roulette. Okay.
So it's a little bit of a play on words.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I have that title for the maniac drivers in the morning on, on Highway 27. Okay.
Oh boy.
They're playing Rushing Roulette.
Yes.
Okay. With everyone's lives.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not good.
No, not good at all. So like I drive down Highway 27. It's dark in the morning. A lot of one ways, like one lane, sorry. And a lot of winding roads,
Yep.
A lot of up and down. Okay. And on a day-to-day basis, there is at least 1 or 2 people, usually probably even the same people, okay, who are just doing dangerous passing on Highway 27.
That's not a good thing, especially in the dark.
They're going top speed towards on traffic coming towards them.
Yeah.
And swerving out of the way at the last second. And the thing is that they're making the people that are driving in the opposite direction have to make split-second decisions. The people that are driving like beside them also have to make those decisions, because there's times where like somebody's passing me and like a car's coming at them and I have to make it. I got to let this guy in because otherwise he's going to die.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous.
And it's crazy. And I'm like, it's overwhelming at times, because it's like no matter what you do on a day-to-day basis to keep safe, there's going to be a moron out there that's going to affect your life, right? That's playing Russian roulette, right? And my thing is, what's the rush? Like,
well, here's a question. Okay.
Yeah.
So if these people, whoever they may be, okay, they're rushing. Yeah.
Yeah, they're rushing.
What's the rush?
Yeah.
I don't know what the rush is, but they're rushing to get to work,
Yeah.
right? Isn't there a simple solution to just wake up earlier?
But
get your stuff done earlier. That you're not get out of the house earlier. Oh, but I have so many this and I have so many responsibilities. I can't do the excuses. Right? Wake up earlier.
Just wake
up.
up.
Go to bed earlier. Okay, everybody has different situations, but it may seem simpler than it is. But I think it's a simple solution.
But are they looking? Okay, so sometimes I ask myself, are these people looking for a thrill?
I don't know, but it's not good to do that.
No, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, are they looking for a thrill, or do they really think that they could do whatever they want?
Well, here's another question. I know it's dark in the morning. You probably can't see who these people are, but are they younger? Are they older? I think it's mostly the younger people.
Yeah, you know what?
They take more risks in
you know
speeding
what?
through things.
I don't. You know what I do think it is? They tend to have bigger vehicles.
Oh, really? So they're more confident. Yeah.
So maybe they're more confident that if something were to happen, they'd be safe. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's still no excuse.
But they're passing, Paul. They're passing. Like, it's not one car.
Yeah.
They're passing 5-6 cars at a time.
Oh, wow.
The 5 or 6 cars are pretty close to each other.
Yeah.
So like, if somebody's coming around that bend and you don't see them coming, where are you going?
Yeah.
How are you sticking your beak where it doesn't belong?
Yeah. And 27, I think there's not that many lights, right?
No, there isn't.
No.
Right?
Yeah, no, it's I think there should be cops set up at stations in the morning.
All the time.
Yeah. And just
problem solved.
Yeah. Because the thing is, will the cops sit there? I don't know. Like sometimes you want to call them for something, they don't do it, right?
Yeah.
For whatever reason. But I think that's the solution. That'll stop people right away.
It's a big problem.
Or just park an empty cop car right there. That scares people too.
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
you know
They
what?
do
That's
that a lot.
brilliant.
Yeah.
You know what? It's actually funny that you say that. There was an empty cop car right by one of the schools that's right off of 27, right near my house for the
Right.
longest time.
Yeah.
And I think that's the purpose
And
of it.
it's like a scarecrow,
Yeah,
right? On the cornfield,
yeah,
scaring off the crows.
yeah.
Scarecrow.
Well,
Right?
that's a story in itself. I always wonder what about
You were going
that,
to say something.
what about that makes it so scary to the crows? Like
It's a fake human.
It's a fake human with a bad hairdo.
Yeah. Pretty much.
At the end of the day, right?
Well, they even put like owls sometimes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But still, it's kind of thing. But yeah, something to definitely maybe you got to call the police.
So
and
the
something.
maniac
Yeah.
drivers is an annoyance. It's
Yeah,
something that's I think even past an annoyance because it is
Yeah.
a safety issue. Like some of the other things we've talked about, we've had a lot of fun with, we're joking around with,
Yeah.
etc. But like in this
No,
case,
this is
like,
a serious thing.
a
Come on,
serious
they
thing.
gotta
Like
stop that.
just get up earlier. Like set your
Yeah.
alarm earlier. Like
That's it.
what's the rush? Like you know what? Like go to sleep earlier.
Right. Organize your life
Yeah.
a little bit
So
better,
that you can
you know?
wake up earlier.
Right.
So that you don't die.
And then you don't rush. You know what? I used to rush all the time. Oh, I
Yeah.
gotta hurry up. I gotta get to the job site and all that. And people are waiting. And I
Yeah.
said, it's not worth it. When I get there, I get there.
Yeah.
It is. If I'm late, okay. If I'm late, I'll correct it. I'll
Yeah.
wake up earlier the
Yeah.
next day. But fix it. Don't keep doing it and risking. Right? It's
Exactly.
not worth it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it at all. So
Do you have one, Paul, or are we done?
I think those were my biggest annoyances, to be honest.
And
So,
like I said, if we had to, we'd be going on for
yeah,
quite a long period of time.
I can come up with a list, pages long, but these were those four were my biggest ones.
Yeah.
Complaining, not following through, blaming other people, and being disorganized.
Exactly.
So that's
So as usual, like we have these conversations, we enjoy these conversations, we look forward to these conversations.
definitely.
So hopefully the people at home are losing themselves in our conversations. So we thank you for losing yourself in our conversations. Until next time, I'm Joe,
I'm Paul.
and we'll see you.